So I got a question that says, is there an alternative to grading? Yes, there's an alternative to grading. There's always an alternative to grading, but let's talk about the utopian view of this, and then we can kind of go in and talk about our reality. The utopian view is that grading is not always the greatest thing. It doesn't always tell us what we need to know about what we need to learn next. And we know that maybe the most powerful thing that teachers can do with students and what principals can do with teachers is provide authentic, effective feedback. So the alternative to grading for me is providing authentic feedback. Now, Stone and Heen out of Harvard have work around feedback triggers. They talk about the truth trigger, the relationship trigger, and the identity trigger. They also talk about different behavioral feedback that we're looking for, things like appreciation, we want to be thanked, or coaching feedback, here's a better way to do it, or even evaluative feedback, here's where you stand. But John Hattie has really researched hundreds of studies to hundreds of thousands of students where he's looked at effective instructional feedback, task, process, and self-regulation. And it's all based on where the student is in the learning process. So for me, the alternative to grading is providing effective feedback. But here's the kicker. We have to make sure that if we're going to change our way and we're going to stop grading, or we're going to find a better balance where grading is concerned, and we're going to incorporate more effective feedback, we really need to make sure that we have articulated this with our students, that they know what to expect, that we have articulated this to parents and family members, because that sheet or that feedback is going to go home with the child or the student, and the parents or the family members are going to see that, and they're going to wonder what happened to grades. Some schools have really made an effort to go into a feedback mode, but one of the issues that they have found is that when they got away from grading and into feedback, they didn't talk to enough of community or families about this, and there was an implementation dip where the parents said, we want grades because that's what universities think are important. So there is an alternative to grading. As you can see, it's a more complicated answer, but if you're going to look at an alternative to grading, it's feedback, and just know that there are different avenues that you can go down. Thank you for such a great question.